Elle here, showing you some different hints and tips with your Saladmaster cookware. These are the things that people tell me most frequently they forget about. So the first thing that we want to remember is that this is not normal pots and pans. It's a cooking system that cooks foods in a vacuum. In order to achieve that vacuum, there's a few things we have to make sure of. Number one, you want to use the size piece that matches the amount of food you're going to cook. So you're not going to take a 1 pound freezer bag and put it in your big 7-quart roaster. It's not going to click. In order to click, your piece needs to be 3/4 of a way full. Okay? So you'll grab the piece that matches the amount of food you're going to be cooking. The second thing you want to remember is that moisture from inside the foods has vapors that evaporate, kind of like when the sun evaporates the water. And as they do, that activates the vapor valve. So this is the sound that we need to be able to hear, right? So in order for this to happen, there has to be some kind of moisture in the food. So if you're making a dry item like broccoli, asparagus, or something along those lines, there's a few different ways to do it. The first option is to cook it in a 3-quart with the culinary basket. When we cook anything in the 3-quart with the culinary basket, we are always going to be putting water in the bottom of the piece. Now, you can turn the camera and see that what we have in there, when I put my finger in, it should just cover to the top of my fingernail. So about 1 inch of water in the bottom. That way it doesn't end up in the basket because it's not going to cook the veggie in the water or boil or steam. The reason for that is this begins to click about 187. We don't want to cook veggies above 200. Boiling is 212 and steam is 232. So with your Saladmaster cooking system, you place it on the temperature medium. When it clicks, we turn it to the low setting. So this was the first way to make a fresh veggie. The second option is you can take any piece of cookware that matches how much food you're cooking and do a frozen and a fresh vegetable together. What I mean by that is, you saw during the dinner show, we made you 4 different veggies. We made frozen corn, frozen peas, and fresh cabbage and fresh carrots, all in one piece of cookware. The frozen veggies make the moisture to make the vacuum. The last option is to take a paper towel. So grab a paper towel and place it in the bottom of the piece. Now make sure the paper towel fits in the bottom, so if it's a bigger piece, do a few. Place all of your fresh veggies on top, then take it over to the sink and rinse, and then dump out the water. The remaining water that will be left onto the paper towel will make the moisture to make the vacuum. The paper towel is not going to break down or get into your food. So those are the different options for making fresh veggies, okay? Another thing that people often forget is there's some awesome settings over here on your electric skillet. Remember, your electric skillets have the ability to cook foods regular. They also have the ability to be a slow cooker, a rice maker. We can fry foods, and the way that we fry foods, let's talk about that, is we preheat. So anytime you're making a meat, so if it had a face or a mother before it died, we preheat, okay? I preheat the skillet, and to get a crispy outside, I leave the lid cracked. So if you can see, the lid is cracked right here. If I wanted to bake it, I would close the lid. Also with this probe right here, to turn it on, we press the temperature button. When something's flashing, it's not been set yet. When I press up, now it's become solid. Then we're going to go and we can press the temperature over here, and temperature can set the temperature. And what this does, instead of beeping, it actually turns itself off when it's done. It's a great benefit if you don't have time to cook later in the day, but you do at the beginning of the day. For your rice settings, you're always going to press temperature to turn it on, and now instead of going up, we go down. There's rice 1, we press it again, and that's rice 2. The rice settings are also your slow cooker settings. So if I wanted to slow cook something, I would just place it on my rice 1 or rice 2 setting. What'll happen is it brings foods to a boil, starts cooling them down, and you'll see a timer counting back from 20 minutes. When it's done, the probe will read 150 degrees. Now, it will stay at 150 degrees for up to 12 hours until you turn it off, which is what makes it your slow cooker setting. All right? Last thing I'm going to mention to you in this video is with your Saladmaster machine itself. The Saladmaster machine, the way that you're going to cut foods, first off, to put a cone on, there's a piece right here that sticks out. In the bottom of your cone, there's a hole. I'm going to place this on, and I lift the handle up. To take it off, I push it this direction. When I'm cutting a food, I always have to have a certain type of hand placement. My palm of my hand goes flat right here. Flat palm. So I can go completely on the blade. Never fingertips, never wrist, flat palm. Okay? Now I hope that this has helped you today, and have a great day, and I'll see you soon.